Yeah, what's up, Bonehawk? Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about Mortal Kombat 11. These are my 5 weakest characters in the game, and I'm kind of taking into account their best kind of variation. I'm sure some of them have like the odd weird variation that does really, really well against like Raiden or something. So this is a generalization. Mortal Kombat 11 is a pretty balanced game, so these characters aren't bad in any way, shape, or form. These are just the lowest kind of performing ones, maybe the word, that's all, folks.
Accept your death.
First one on this list is Kollector. Although Kollector does have one of the best command grabs in the game, being a mid command grab, this character's movement makes him kind of difficult to work with. He actually does not bad damage, and he manages to keep the opponent grounded during most combos, so he can't air escape, which is a plus. As far as pressure and that kind of thing goes, outside of his forward 1, he doesn't really have too much in the way of staggers. This string here is really crucial to Kollector, but it is flawless blockable, so that could kind of ruin a lot of setups that Kollector has. But outside of that, Kollector can hang with most characters, but just the couple downsides he has puts him on just the first spot on this list. Coming in number 4 is Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn got some really nice buffs in the last balance patch. He was probably one that was saved the most because he was pretty decidedly on the bottom. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things about Shao Kahn that are bad designs. The character does hit like a truck, which is nice. Lack of a good mid is one thing that kind of keeps him from being any higher. 4 or 3 is really good as a mid, and especially after the changes in the last patch, he has more options with it now. But he's still kind of relying on just that one mid. Outside of that, he's really slow, lots of highs, that kind of thing. And he does have to hard commit to a lot of things that make him quite unsafe. So if you know the Shao Kahn matchup, you can get big punishes and big damage against him. And he's kind of forced to make hard reads. So that's why I put him at this point. Number 3 is John Funkin' Rambo. I spent a lot of time with this character, trying to figure out what it is he does exactly, and I still don't have the answers. He has a mid-command grab, which is nice. Not really a grappler. Add in the leopard crawl as well, which you can like do some gimmicky stuff with leopard crawl, but if your opponent has any decent reactions, that move is pretty much useless. That's kind of what I found out from playing. You kind of have to put it into mix-ups, like you have a back 1-2 mix-up, you can do back 1 into leopard crawl. You're going to stand up to try and block the overhead. Hopefully they don't react by the time you actually go into leopard crawl and do it, because that's a long time. His projectiles are okay. Whip trap is pretty good. Bow and arrow is good, but kind of slow. Being able to put multiple ones out is cool, but I feel like there's different versions of that in this game. They're a little bit better. And he's just riddled with crushing or flawless block gaps. You know, a lot of his strings are... Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. are quite interruptible. And his crushing blows aren't the easiest to get either. You know, you have to be standing for 10 seconds with no jumps or being airborne at all to get his throw crushing blow. Would have been a lot nicer if he just kind of had a tech one, the same that other people do. This one is probably the one that I got the most when I was playing him, just because it's fairly easy to trick people into that. But yeah, that's a big thing in this game, crushing blows, and I really like the mechanic, and I hope it kind of comes back, but I do hope that they kind of balance it a little bit more and make like more crushing blows more viable, because it's cool that they're playing around with different ideas, but a lot of the crushing blows you never see because they're just, the requirements are not there, like Cassie Cage's nut punch, for example, a couple ones that Aaron Black has. So I like the mechanic, and I think that's something that Rambo really suffers with, but again, this game is really balanced, so if someone wants to say, hey, Rambo's pretty good, I would agree. I just think that the rest of the cast is better, that's all. Number 2 is MILEENA, and MILEENA was kind of on the bottom before the last kind of patch hit, and they didn't really give her much love at all, which kind of sucks to see, because the character is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, there's a lot of risks that MILEENA has to take for not the greatest rewards. Her damage kind of suffers a bit. She can do a little bit of damage because she has some crushing blow enders that are kind of nice, but outside of that, her special moves are kind of slow. You can kind of see them coming. Especially as compared to like MKX, for example. Like her ball roll was stupid crazy. Mind you, it was also a low, I believe, in that game. Whereas it's a mid. I have the Rolling Thunder equipped, but you can do it just regularly. I believe it's just a mid. I think if you enhance it, yeah, you got a combo. So you need meter as well to get much damage with MILEENA. So, which is kind of a killer in MK11 because you need your meter for so many different things. You know, interactables and breaking out of combos. Everybody knows how much freaking breakaway sucks. So that's kind of where I put MILEENA, where I put her. And again, if you think she's good, I've played Retro's MILEENA, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Very good reads, but you have to be very patient. Make sure you don't overextend yourself, or you might eat some damage. So, anyways, moving on to number 1. And the worst character in Mortal Kombat 11 is SHEEVA. And that's a sad story. SHEEVA Stomp was pretty stupid when the game first came out. There were a couple of characters that had some options against it, but unfortunately it was, I believe, a Twitch Rivals event. There was some sort of streaming event where a bunch of other top streamers came to play Mortal Kombat 11, and one of them just picked SHEEVA and just started stomping everybody. Nobody knew what to do. I think one girl started crying at one point. And after that, it was pretty clear NRS saw that and was like, we need to change that. And they just absolutely killed the stomp. It is super, you can literally just walk to avoid it now. And that was one of the only things that SHEEVA really had going for her. Outside of that, I mean, you have this stance right here, which is kind of annoying, but you can also flawless block every single hit and take like no chip damage. A little bit tricky to time, but as far as competitive-wise goes, SHEEVA isn't really that much. Once you kind of learn how she works and how unsafe she is on most things, there's a couple mix-up type things, but nothing that's anywhere close to what else is in this game. So she takes my number 1 spot, and yeah, that's the 5 worst characters in Mortal Kombat 11, my personal opinion. And it's always cool to read what you guys think as well, you know? Would you have put Terminator in there? Would you have put Frost in there? I thought about it, but I played Frost, and she's actually got some stuff, you know? Got some stuff going on. I like Frost. I like Frost a lot. Anyways, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this list, and or maybe give me your own and say, yo, you are completely out to lunch. You don't know what you're talking about. I have this one setup with Shao Kahn that works perfectly in the corner against Raiden as long as he doesn't have this ability and this ability. I want to hear it. Bitch away. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. #Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.